pandemic. It's not even an epidemic anymore. We meet and exceed all 8 of the NIH's criteria to be a pandemic. I just found out last week that one country over by Belgium has actually approved euthanasia for Lyme sufferers. This is how bad it is, and this is how no one has ever had any answers to this. I did move to California to die. I had 3 to 4 months left to live, tops, and I was attacked by a whole swarm of crazy killer bees. Thankfully, I was able to survive that and live to tell the tale. Not only did the bees show me that there was something here medicinally, but I started actually stinging myself on purpose. I mean, how crazy is that, right? You get attacked, and the last thing you want to do is see a bee. But not only did I get myself well completely, I watched the bee venom destroy Babesia, which is a co-infection of the ticks with Lyme. I watched it destroy the Babesia parasite right out of my blood cells. So that was really, well, okay, let me give you a little background. I am a scientist, sometimes the mad scientist. I did get my degree at the tender age of 18 with a PhD in nuclear physics.
Whoa.
So I'm a little bit smarter than the average bear, and research is something that I know. And I'm very aware of how to research things. So being the scientist in this crazy, what do you want to call it, divine intervention moment, or the design behind this chaos that stung me with all these crazy bees, decided that something needed to be done about this. So I did get myself well. It took me 2.5 years to figure out proper dosing. Too much bee venom can kill you, and not enough won't heal you. So there has to be proper dosing involved. Like everything else, the devil's in the dosing, right? So I went in research mode. It took me 2.5 years to figure out a proper dosing, what the ramifications are, what bee venom, all the components do to the human body. And then I got myself well, and I started getting research going at a university in Connecticut. So fast forward 3.5 years later, after I got the research going 3.5 years ago, I've been completely well for over 3 years. Completely. Not one symptom, nothing. My kidneys are all working fine, my liver, my kidneys, I was actually in left ventricle congestive heart failure and had a severely damaged mitral valve, what they call Lyme carditis. Lyme destroys the heart muscle. I have none of that anymore. I had 3 full-length brain lesions that ran the full length of my skull. I was having Alzheimer's by the time I was 30. Not a joke. I would get lost a mile from home, couldn't find my way home for 2.5 hours. I'd wander around aimlessly. And my brain lesions are barely noticeable scars. I went through complete testing almost 3 years ago now. My mitral valve is repaired. It's barely noticeable murmur. I'm on no medication at all, nothing. And all I did was bee venom and a few things to support the body in the process. And that's it. And I can stand here. It was 5 years ago in June when I was attacked by the bees. So I can stand here in front of you and say I am actually completely well. Which is a miracle, because we've actually lost 10 people since Christmas. I've just had a very, very good friend of mine die Friday, and it was heartbreaking because they're not sure, Getting stung with bees sounds crazy, let's admit it. Hey, you're really sick, come on, let me sting you with some bees. Said no one ever. And you have to be really darn desperate to want to have somebody sting you with bees, because it just seems so far out of the realm. We're all raised to think, most people are raised to think, oh, bees are scary, if you get stung it'll hurt, stay away from bees. Well, bees their venom is incredibly healing. We have 3.5 years of research on bee venom and Lyme disease that is in second phase of peer review for publication right now. Going to prove why bee venom is so effective on all these tick-borne diseases. So it's not me just standing here saying I'm well, and we've got thousands of other people doing this who are getting well also. We have very big online groups. I don't know if you guys, any of you on my group? I know Laura is. Laura and Jim's on our group. And we literally have thousands of people who are doing this. And we have many that are getting well. They're getting their Lymes back. They're getting out of bed. Many of them are bedridden. And they're getting up and they're going back to work full time, which is not something a Lyme sufferer can do for long. With struggle. So I'm really, really happy to say that our research is in the second phase of peer review, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that bee venom is our greatest hope to survive Lyme disease. So what a blessing. What an incredible blessing. I have a lot going on. I've actually been on the road for 23 months now. I live here in Phoenix, at least I think I do. My things are here. This is what, the third or fourth time I've actually visited home for a couple of days in 2 years. So I have been on the road, the Bee Bus mission. My truck is out here, it has Bee Bus mission on it, raising awareness, going to the sickest of sickest Lyme sufferers, helping to support them and their families in healing. What an incredible blessing this has been. This has been amazing. So I get to watch people, I get to bring them hope. First of all, there's no hope in the Lyme community. Antibiotics don't work. You get remission after remission until you're going to die. We go on herbs, we do 60, 70 different things a day, only to eventually be left to die. And that's just a fact. There have been no answers for Lyme. The only thing they can do is try to prolong our life, keep us as comfortable as possible, load us up on benzos. Everybody knows what benzos are. Those are really like big time addicting narcotics for pain. And wish us the best when we run out of money. Because it's all cash. I don't know if you guys know, insurance does not cover Lyme disease. 28 days of antibiotics, that's all you get, and everybody's healed. Says the CDC and the IDSA, who have a vaccine agenda. They are trying to come out with a vaccine for Lyme, and they have not been successful. And until they are, they're still going to deny that Lyme exists. No insurance company wants to pay. It costs more to treat than cancer. And you're just going to linger around for a long time until you die. So they figure it's better just to ignore you, leave you on your own. Unfortunately, this has opened us up to a lot of snake oil salesmen in the Lyme world. Because we're desperate and we're ill and we want to do anything and are willing to do anything to get our lives back. Whatever the cost. I mean, there are tons of fundings out there and tons of, people trying to get medical money campaigns going. $80,000 for this clinic, $60,000 for that clinic, and the next thing you know, I spent $700,000 in cash. That was after I went $1.5 million in insurance. They booted me off and said, "Oh no, you got Lyme. We want nothing to do with you. You didn't have MS. You didn't have lupus. You didn't have rheumatoid arthritis. Oh, you have Lyme disease. Bye. See you later." And everything after that was cash. You run out of cash, you run out of life. I mean, how sick is this? This is a sick position that Lyme people are put in. And the sad thing is we look good while we're dying inside. We usually look pretty good right up until the end, We look normal on the outside, but you can't see all the lesions inside our bodies. The limbs aren't falling off yet, and well, you look okay. Well, I can't walk, and I'm having seizures 5 times a day, but hey, I look okay, The sad truth. So I set out to help as many Lyme sufferers as I could to recover while we're waiting for the science to catch up. Because I knew in my heart, in my soul, with every ounce of my being, that this was it. This was our answer, and this was what was going to save lives. So 23 months now, gosh, time flies. 23 months, I have literally covered most of the country. And I've done a lot of back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, and I have not been to Texas yet. I still have to do Texas and all the northern states. And it's a huge mission. There's a lot of Lyme. They estimate that there's a minimum of 4 million people in America battling a tick-borne infection. A lot of it's Lyme disease and all these other, they call them co-infections, but there's a lot of different infections the ticks are giving us, not just Lyme. So important. We have so many amazing, wonderful beekeepers all across this country who are helping our fellow Lyme people. In the eastern states, they'll help them through the spring and the summer till they close up the hives for the winter. In California, they can get them year-round. Florida, they can get them year-round. We have 2 bee suppliers in the country that are actually shipping. If I told you guys there are thousands of boxes of bees being shipped through the mail every week, what would you say about that? Hope the post office doesn't catch on. We have literally hundreds and hundreds of boxes of bees being shipped in the mail. Lyme people are really sick. They can't, get out. Most of them can't drive. How awesome is it that your bees show up in your mailbox for your treatment? You put them in your little bee house and you give them honey, and they're happy little girls until you need them for their treatment. We're using bees in their last stage of life. We're not using nursery bees. We're not using, I think, what a blessing that a bee has a week or two left to live, and that bee is going to give someone life before they leave out of here. I think that's pretty neat. Another thing that's happening on that front is the fact that we're creating backyard beekeepers all over the country too, because as people get well, they have so much love and respect for the bees, they want to give back. And they need mentors because, well, we've made a lot of mistakes. We're new back to a life of however long someone's been living like a hermit and being ill and not able to participate in life, and all of a sudden they've got all this newfound energy and health, and the first thing they want to do is run out and get a hive. Hey, these bees are great, they saved my life and I want to give back. So more than anything, we need mentors. We need guys who are very experienced, who can help us Lyme people, me included. I've learned a lot. I'm still afraid to have my own hive yet. I don't think I know enough. Every time I think I know quite a bit, I realize I know nothing. They teach me something new. So mentorship is huge. I mean, we really are relying on all of you, the experienced beekeepers, to teach us the ways of the bees, teach us how to help them to survive. So all of you know that there were bees in Hawaii that went on the endangered species list, right? That's going to mean there's going to be federal funding. There's going to be federal funds to help save the bees. So I'm just going to throw this out there because it's something I've been kind of chewing on in the back of my head the last few months, actually. A beehive program. Like if somebody could put together like a beehive program where they mentor, they help set up hives for new people, I'll bet you there's federal funds to be had. So if we can find somebody who knows how to write a grant or whatever, write to the federal government, I think we're going to be able to see some federal funding coming this way to help the bees to survive. So I'm just going to throw that out there. If anybody picks that up and says it sounds like a great idea and you run with it, fabulous. What I have here on the table is I have the very simple protocol for Lyme people. And you say, wow, that seems like quite a bit, It's actually not, considering most of us are on between 50 and 70 things a day, just to try to keep stable. This right here is what I use right here. That's all I have. That and a couple of things here. That's it. That's what I got well on. Because I was so afraid my kidneys were going to fail, my organs were going to fail, and I wouldn't make it. I didn't want to put anything in my body that they had to process. So what I have here is the very, very simple protocol. So for people, can I see a show of hands of who here is for Lyme? For Lyme disease? Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have 5 people here for Lyme disease, and all of you guys are beekeepers. Is that right? All the rest of you?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Most of us.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. I usually come to a room full of very sick Lyme people. So sometimes we have, several beekeepers, but not this many. This is probably the most beekeepers I've ever spoken to in one place. So thank you, bless you for being here, and thank you, Dave, for having me. This is incredible. There are a lot of sick Lyme people in Phoenix, so I'm just going to give you a heads up. Word is getting around. People are getting well. Several people have been coming to Dave saying, "Can I have some bees?" And so don't be surprised if you're an established beekeeper here in the Phoenix area, anywhere, Mesa, Gilbert, wherever, if someone doesn't contact you and say, "Can I have some bees?" Just a few. And they're probably treating Lyme disease.